Sit around and grab a drink, we talking what you wanted. It's mostly you don't know me when it drop, then I'm mostly what they bopping. You can say what you got when it's Tuesday, I'll be locked in.
Do that.
I'm gonna do a little. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to The Sports Show. That's right, The Sports Show. It's The Sports Show. And actually, now we can truly and proudly say that it is the Excellence in Sports Show. Now, before we get to that, we got to get to a couple things. If you never decided to follow us before, you better check it out now. Because, like I said, if you're not listening to The Sports Show, you're just not listening to excellence. Again, we'll get into it. There's a blue and white logo out there, at Sports Show Podcast. Find us on Podbean, find us on Spotify, find us on the YouTube, find us on the Instagram. Okay? I'm going to explain it to you. Find us right here, our home, the CJSW 90.9 FM. We play on this third Tuesday of every single month. Now, we're live, unlive, because this 30-minute power half hour that we get, we got to roll into it. I'm away on holidays right now, and I said, no way, I ain't missing this. I called up Mitch. Mitch called me up. He goes, what do you want me to do? I'm in the lab. I can go back. I got this, partner. But no, we got this because big news happened to the Sports Show. Mitch, I'll let you introduce it to the roster.
Welcome to the CJSW 90.9 Power Half Hour, as Dimitri has dubbed it so many times in the past. You are now listening to two guys that are CRABO nominated. Oh, wait, no. CRABO award winning. We won the award, CRABO, which is basically, what was that word they used, Dimitri? Excellence in sports broadcasting across Canada?
I believe that's what it was.
Listen, the title means something. When you get a job and it says VP of whatever, or if it says specialist of something, it all means something. Excellence in sport broadcasting means something. The CRABO means something. In fact, I reached out to a buddy of mine that's in the radio industry, and we kind of just started chatting, and I brought up I go, hey man, yeah, me and my buddy that we've been doing this podcast for 8 years now, and we just got nominated for a CRABO and we won it. He goes, you won a CRABO? I go, yeah. He goes, dude, that's kind of like, he goes, look, there's the Oscars, there's the Golden Globes, there's the Writers Guild. He goes, it's not quite the Oscars, but in the radio industry, it's actually one of those other ones. So congratulations to Dimitri and I and to the roster, the guys and the women and the friends and everybody that's been with us from day one-ish, from the South Carolina George to the old cousin Jim, to the agent Ange, to the ambassador and her family, the Archie, the Kevin, and the Rachel. You name it, there's more. There's the Just Win. There's the Blake. There's the Byron. There's everybody that's been a part of this. And now Jamie Ouellette is the third guy in. I mean, Dimitri, what else can we say, man?
Well,
Thank you so much.
I don't know if you mentioned the Swiss Greek himself.
The Swiss Greek. How about the 12-time?
12-time.
Champion in the big data as well, being on the show. So many people, and even the Cam who nominated us, who's part of the CJSW crew. Thank you so much for everything.
Well,
guys.
we want to thank and take this time to thank the CJSW, and thank you for allowing us the opportunity to have a forum to broadcast this sports show. This thing started 8 years ago. Mitch and I, no joke, in the back walls of Midnight Mass Easter Church. Obviously not paying attention because that's what you do on that Greek Easter back wall. And we decided we wanted to do a podcast, and we've stuck with it, and we're always compelled to do it. And from studios to basements to live recordings during COVID to, all of this. And everyone knows that, that's on the station or does a podcast or a radio show, that sometimes it's a thankless job. It is a grind, man. But we appreciate the CJSW for allowing us to just have a forum for people to listen and follow to the sports show, and for nominating us. So you know what? We're proud to do the CJSW proud as well. They've let this be our home with also the Greek Hour and everything. So appreciate it. Thank you to everyone. This really meant a lot to Mitch and I, because I said we put in a lot of grinding work because we love doing it. We love talking about sports and other stuff too.
That's right. Thank you to everyone again. And a special little thank you to our wives and our families for adhering, because it does, as Dimitri alluded to, we put a lot of time and effort away from the family. So they're there. They believed in us. So I know it sounds a little weird that we're thinking, but we are very, very proud of this. And we're going to continue to give you guys top-notch action going forward. So with that being said, let's get into it.
I wanted to say a disclaimer. I'm in Houston, Texas right now. Okay. I'm visiting family. You're going to listen to some kids in the back probably screaming. You heard the dogs barking. I think an ambulance came through, but I'm here in the beautiful woodlands right now, coming to you live on live. So I unapologetically apologize for the noise.
Nothing to apologize. I did hear the sirens, but I thought it was because you're on fire. We're on fire. That's what I thought was happening. They're just coming to blow us down with some water and say, hey, these guys are on fire right now. All right. Like, Dimitri, let's get going into it real quick. We only have that half hour, like we said. Listen, we're in the middle of the NHL playoffs. Mind me. I was minding my own business. I was perusing the nets. And one of the things that came across my desk this early morning today was I was looking at a list of the injuries that some of these NHL guys have been going through, where Dimitri and I just told you we had to do a lot of what's the right word? We had to dedicate a lot of our time and efforts into things. I started seeing the list of things that some of these hockey players were going through in the first round of the playoffs and second round. Dude, listen to some of these injuries these NHL players have gone through to just stay into the Stanley Cup hunt. Fractured wrists, MCL sprains, fractured foot, fractured rib, separated arm, upper body. When they're still using upper body injury, that basically means he's dead because they could disclose it, but they don't want to. Fractured rib, fractured nasal cavities, internal bleeding. These, when you're bleeding internally and you're still playing and going, coach, put me in. You want to talk about the hardest trophy to get? Tell me where I'm telling lies, Dimitri, that the Stanley Cup playoffs aren't the hardest cup to win, the hardest anything, the toughest sport in all the land.
Yeah, from a physical standpoint, there's not another one that exists with the amount of games, the physicality. It's the physics too, Mitch. Like I don't even know what they're clocking in skating at on an average out there, but just the physics of inertia, whatever you want to call it, immovable force meets irresistible object. You know what I mean? Like it's out of control. But the other thing that's crazier to that is there are some of these injuries that they're playing through that we can't even get in the eye test. This
is what I'm talking about. These injuries, Dimitri, that I just listed off, these guys were still playing with all these injuries I just listed off. None of them took a day off. But in the NBA, thank God that if you run too much and have a blister, you can take the day off. It's okay.
It's a blister, Mitch. They could pop at any time.
Load management is, I believe, what the proper verbiage is, what they use in the NBA. When I see a list like this, and then you do listen to what you hear about the athletes over in the NBA, don't get me wrong, they do put a lot of effort in. It's a lot of work. But hey, at the end of the day, are we not impressed? Are we not entertained?
There's some sports and games that you can't take seriously if someone gets injured. Like, I'm sorry, basketball, I always love to say it's a physical game. No, it's not. You guys, that's not what physical means. It's like, I can't take someone who's like, guys, the chess champion just, sprained, got carpal tunnel. Like he can't move his rook in full form. Like I can't take that seriously. Basketball, okay, maybe a tweak an ankle. I get it. But don't paint it like it's a physical game. Football, I got you.
Fair enough.
I can respect the football.
And football, remember, they have a week off basically in between. So they got a little time. We're talking about NHL playoffs, hardest cup to win. We talked about them many of times, and every other day they're going until, as you progress into the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, look at Nathan McKinnon, Mitch. Nathan McKinnon took a puck to the face from his own guy. Then he had another guy elbow him the other day in the same spot. I think it was Kaprizov elbowed him there. Like, I mean, this guy was taking it in the face, man. Right.
It was, but you know what? Let's get right into it. Let's head over to the NHL and the playoffs as we are standing it right now. Let's start with the Colorado series with Minnesota. To all those points you just made, he kind of deserved it a little bit, Dimitri. I believe he might have, Boldy. I mean, did he kill him? Yes. Did he almost paralyze him? Yes. So did he deserve an elbow to the face? Yes, is the answer to there. But Colorado down 3-0 in the third with 7 or 8 minutes left, end up tying the game. They go to overtime. They needed basically 5 minutes. Colorado wins it. Bye-bye, Minnesota. Colorado off to the Western Conference Final, the number one team in the NHL all year long is now mere, 8 games away from getting at least that cup risen, if that's the case. But we'll get to that in a second. Colorado, thoughts on the Minnesota series? Were you happy, surprised, sad? What's your thoughts?
So I'm not surprised with Colorado. I do think that they're the best team in the NHL. I think it's their cup to lose, quite frankly. They are so deep. And I always say, like, my barometer test of figuring out whether or not a team can make a run, just me personally, is I look at how deep they are at center. It's kind of my number one. Then I look at the goaltending situation, if guys on fire. But that you can't know, no matter which goal it is, until they just show it to you in the playoffs. But they're extremely deep. They're a stacked team. But I will say this, it's Minnesota that I got more respect out of than maybe I gave all year. And one guy also in particular, the Hughes. I will go on record right now and say that I thought Cale Makar was the best quick, nifty defenseman in the NHL. No, to me, it's Quinn Hughes. And when you start looking at teams like Minnesota that have the guts to say, you know what, we need a guy like that. We need to go out and get people like that. Dude, you got to go for broke. Minnesota, that's a good team. That's a team that if they stay like that, they'll be around for a few years. They got some grizzly they got all the ingredients. They were just outmuscled, Mitch. They were just outmatched this time around. It's kind of like Andy Murray, I've said before, unfortunately having to play with Djokovic, Federer, and Nadal in that era. That's just where Minnesota was. But I mean, in any other matchup, they could have come here and been the Western Conference final with Colorado.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well said. You know what? Minnesota, as good as they are, probably any other year, they probably go a little further along the playoffs. But yeah, they're up against a juggernaut in Colorado. And McKinnon looks like he's got something to prove to everybody. Makar, Quinn, what a great conversation that is. We'll talk about that in the next little while, because I do agree with you. I think Quinn is showing everyone that he's no slouch to Makar. Like, people will tell you, like, oh, they're close. I think it's closer than they think, but some people do have Makar on a higher pedestal. So a great conversation to have in the next couple of weeks as we get through the playoffs and everything going forward into the next season. But yeah, great call there. The next one up is Vegas. Look, Vegas, I love the Vegas, especially ever since they went and got the Torts. Why? They're filled with everything you need in a bag of chips. They got it all. And then they kind of started faltering. They get rid of Bruce Cassidy, and they say, hey, get lost, bring in the Torts. They go on a heater. They do a pretty good job with the Mammoth. We started becoming Mammoth fans for a variety of different reasons. And then the Ducks, to be honest with you, the Ducks are probably my third favorite team because of what they did to the Oilers. But Vegas kind of took it to the Ducks, where I thought the Ducks were a little grittier, and I still do believe they're grittier. But this is where the talent is a difference. Thoughts on the Vegas Knights now knocking out the Ducks? Bye-bye to the Quacks. It's going to be Vegas taking on Colorado in the Western Conference Final. I'm actually liking that. That's the way I wanted to see it. That's the way I kind of had it in my head. Vegas. What are you thinking of Vegas? What did you think of that series?
All I can think of is one word, and that's Mitch. Because apparently, if you're named Mitch, you're excellence in all sports. Not just the CRABO excellence for the sports show in Mitch Hodges, but the maneuverability and skill set of one Mitch Marner, who probably just popped in the goal of the year in an elimination game.
Beautiful.
Listen, when you say Mitch, it's sports, it's excellence. The stats don't lie, Mitch. It's a trend. It's clearly a trend.
Well, listen, as president of the Mitch fan club, I can honestly tell you I wasn't surprised when I saw the goal. I was surprised he did it now because, we are those kind of guys. We want to pull that out in the Stanley Cup final. So wait for it. And hey, Toronto fan, just say it. Just say, you had him. You could have kept him. I said, no, you should go. You're missing goals like that. How much does Toronto miss a Mitch Marner? And how much does Mitch Marner love doing that kind of stuff now to show Toronto fan? Just a little FYI.
Well, who I'm cheering for. I really don't. On the one end, I want Vegas and I want Mitch Marner to hoist the Stanley Cup. I like with Torts by the side, like I want it all. Like Vegas right now is Vegas. You know what I mean? They're the city of sin. They're loud and they're proud doing it. There's no shame, no regrets. We are who we are. And they've literally built that team that way. We'll take your coach, that player, a roulette table, whatever you want. They got it. I'm loving it. Here's the thing. Vegas to me is right where they should be. That's a solid team as well. You guts to make the adjustments. You know what I can't help though? I wish we could see Vegas, Colorado. And I can't help but think I miss a Peter Angelo. I miss the guy. And with someone like that on his on the screen is like someone like that who's missing on the team, it would have made that matchup a little more special. I'm gonna go out and say I'm picking the Colorado. Yeah. I'm taking them in 7.
So 2 things. Number 1, I know you're doing that because of Durno. I know it. I don't care what you say. I know what you're doing.
I get paid once.
I know what you're doing here. I know what you're up to. Yeah. Secondly, the Mitch Marner thing, as you were talking, I was like, man, this is basically like when you break up with your girlfriend and then all of a sudden you see her with the new guy and you're like, wait a minute. Was she really that hot before? Did she lose weight? Why does she look so much better now? What's going on here?
What are you doing? Here, Mitch, do you want to tilt in the screen? I don't get to see that beautiful mug of yours. There you go. Move a bit over.
There you go.
Move a bit over.
Let's jump over. Which way? This way?
Oh yeah. Now I got me my Mitch. Stay there. Okay.
Let's jump over to the Eastern Conference. You got Carolina in 1 week's time for us. So from last week when we were on this podcast doing our show, I think Carolina was up 1 or 2 games. Well, they eliminated Philadelphia 4-0. Philadelphia, by the way, all those injuries I just listed off that at the beginning of the show, those were all Philadelphia players playing through those injuries. Those are the injuries of the Philadelphia players. Look, they're young. They're going to be fine they're the second youngest team in the NHL. They're going to be good. But Carolina, we said it once. I'll say it one more time. They are on a mission. They cannot not win the Stanley Cup. They have to win the Stanley Cup. But where I'm really impressed right now, 8-0, they haven't lost a game in the playoffs. I'm kind of semi-cheering for them. How badly do I want to see them go 16-0? I think that would be hilarious.
What's going on in this NHL? You know what I mean? And if you're just tuning in, you're tuning into the sports show, the CRABO award-winning sports show in excellence in sports broadcasting right here on the CJSW 90.9 FM. I'm Dimitri. I'm here with Mitch. We're talking hockey. We talk a lot of other things too, but we're just going through the playoffs again if you're just tuning in. Look, Carolina, again, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to whatever. You shown me this before. But I want to see you at the end. I'll talk about you then. But I know it's so hot right now. It's hotter than the sports show potentially.
I love it. I'm enjoying it. And you know what? I want to see them. I feel like they've gotten, I'm not going to say Ottawa was easy, but I mean, they beat them in 4. I'm not saying Philadelphia was easy, but they beat them in 4. I'm looking forward to see what can they do against a Montreal versus a Buffalo. Ladies and gentlemen, this series is going back and forth, and it's very much a Rocky movie where it seems like the minute you think the one team's down, they come back punching harder than ever. Montreal now takes a 3-2 lead on the Buffalo Sabres in their own house, slapped them sideways last night. We are now off to game 6. Montreal could put it away in Montreal. The country of Canada is going crazy. I mean, I've never seen so many jerseys here in Calgary with the Montreal emblem, the Habs emblem here. Dimitri, what say you? Are the Habs going to pull this away? Are they going to end up winning this in game 7? Are they going to win it? Do they finish it in Montreal tomorrow night?
So, yeah, but you know what's amazing is by the time the upload goes up and everything, we will have finished the winner. So we got to put our prediction hats in order here, Mitch, and we got to show people why we're the excellent. I do think that they're going to close it out. If there's one thing I saw in game 5 is that, look, Buffalo's no joke either. Like, they're just not. And I'm watching these guys like Owen Power that you forget, like, oh, there's one of their, first overall draft picks. Like, Buffalo has this weird Edmonton thing about them where you forget like how many, young draft picks or people that have gone through the team. It just, Montreal showed me that game when they came back, and it was just that it's almost like 5 minutes of just power hockey. If they turn it on, they can beat anybody. That team is something special. And when you have the crowd behind you, or excuse me, when you don't have the crowd behind you because you're in Buffalo doing it, I mean, I'm excited. And I think from the NHL perspective, having a fan base like that make a run is massive. It's good for the sport. It's good for any sport because people gravitate to the crazy, right?
Exactly. Absolutely. Listen, I've said it on the show. I'm kind of cheering for Buffalo fan because I love how crazy they've gotten. But right now, Montreal fan might have overtaken Buffalo fan. I don't know. And I mean, the amount of excitement that's going on. So to put our prediction hat on, I am going to say Montreal will close this out at home. Too much. It's a Saturday night. Give it to me. Dubas, the goalie's on fire right now. He's doing his thing. St. Louis is feeling the everything's working in Montreal's favor. So they're going to take on this Carolina team. And I'm kind of hoping, I feel like they match better. So I would like to see a Carolina, Montreal. I think it's two teams that really want this. And if you remember, Montreal was in the Stanley Cup Finals during the bubble year. So you know what? They're due. They want this one. They need it back.
And they had the run, man. That's right. I forgot about that. It's in my memory. And if you think that's not too far away when you really think about it.
That's right. Well, you know what's not far away is the rant I went on a couple of weeks ago when I said, hey, McDavid, hey, Oilers, you guys lost. What are you guys going to do? Well, Daryl Katz, the owner of the Edmonton Oilers, came out on a few podcasts and some shows the other week. And let's just say, I believe it was with Elliot Friedman, of all people, he's not very happy to the point where, bye-bye, Mr. Knobloch, head coach, gone. That was a McDavid guy. So I think even the owner's now going, I've given you everything in a bag of chips, and this is how you guys do me up? Forget it. He's out of here. But what are your thoughts on this one? Bruce Cassidy, who was the coach of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, got fired, but still under contract with the Golden Knights. Oilers reached out and said, we'd like to interview him. And the Vegas Knights said, no, you can't. Thoughts on Knobloch out. Cassidy's trying to get an interview, but can't get the interview. What are your thoughts on this?
It's crazy. It's that old adage, right? I can't get a job, so I don't got experience, and I don't got experience because I can't get a job. Again, Vegas plays dirty. They play dirty pool, Mitch. They play dirty pool. And I
love it.
Okay with it. It's like, no.
Can I ask you a question right now? If you're Bruce Cassidy, how mad are you really? You're like, oh, I'm trying to interview, but I'm still getting paid. Oh, no, I don't know.
Would be better if Bruce Cassidy just made up the lie. It's like, listen, I talked to them and, they don't want to do it. And, I can't. And meanwhile, it's like, but that's not a rule. Like, you can do, no, it just, again, they said no. It just, I don't know, things are it's Vegas. What am I going to tell you, buddy? But when you have the best player on your team and you can't even you can't get players for your team. You can't even find a coach for your team. Like, why are we worried about Knobloch leaving? The whole upper management has got to go, man.
I think what that Knobloch firing does, it just shows, hey, this isn't the McDavid show anymore. Like, because in 2 years, he might be here, he may not be here. This is a sign to me of things happening now, of going, okay, we're going to really start. And maybe for McDavid, this is good. He won't feel that pressure of going, okay, well, here's all my thoughts and wishes of what I want. No, Eric McDavid, sit over here. We'll pay you. We'll handle this side of the business, because there's a guy like that in the NBA that likes to get involved. He's a really good player too. Don't get me wrong. Well, he was. I mean, what's happening is LeBron James is now gone. LeBron James and the Lakers, 4-0. They lose to Oklahoma. We'll jump over to basketball real quick. No pun, but pun intended. Thoughts on LeBron? Will he or will he not come back?
This is a tough one. Man, this is a really, really tough one. And I'm sure that for him it is too, because what do you want to do with this team for another year? That's what it's funny. McDavid and LeBron James are in the same type of situation in different sports and different teams. I got a few left in me, whether it's this team or just age in general. But given the current circumstances and current landscape, what can I do with this? Here's the tough part. OKC is the best team in basketball. They have been for a few years, okay? They really proved it last year. So it's kind of like when Edmonton couldn't beat Florida. You're sitting there saying, okay, like, at some point in time, we're going to have to roll through these guys. If we don't have the team to do it, am I playing? What am I really playing for? The other side of the coin is when you look at the statistics and the accolades or whatever, does he need another championship? No, it'd be really nice. Does he need more points and statistics on the board? No, it'd be nice, right? Like, he's already got them. Something tells me, and I want to believe this, that he stays for one more year, Mitch, if they get one more guy on that team. Because the Doncic was a factor.
Yes, absolutely. I'll say this real quick because we got to run over rapid banter and do a little Maga Malaka. The reality is he ain't leaving without his flowers, meaning he wants those video tributes from each team. He wants those video tributes from each team. We'll jump over to rapid banter. Real quick, Celebrini named captain of the IIHF team over Sidney Crosby. Yes or no?
Great succession planning.
Drake takes shots at LeBron on his new album, Let It Go or Winter is Coming.
Ooh, winter is coming.
Who are the best beer chuggers in sports? Are the NFL fans or the NHL fans? I've been watching a lot of that on the TV lately.
I got to say it's the NHL fans. The beer's different over there, Mitch.
Yeah, it's true. The dome foams are way different than those of other NFL stadiums. Just named yesterday, co-presidents for the Vancouver Canucks. It's Daniel and Henrik Sandin. Do they do anything alone?
No.
Last thing, what do Daniel and Henrik do alone?
No.
You know that this is where these guys make it hard on us as brothers.
I know,
because they're really at the end of the day going, "Hey, why can't you guys be like Daniel and Henrique and just bring your brother to everything you do? Look at those two. Like, these guys make it hard for all guys that have brothers. Like, they're horrible guys. These guys.
Yeah, they might as well have been like Siamese twins. Like, just like suit up together, have a left and right-handed shot at the same time.
They might. I want to see their wife. You know what? After this, I'm going to Google their wives. I'll bet you they look exactly the same. I'll bet you they're probably not twins, but they probably look exactly the same.
Yeah. It's like, hey, honey, Henrik, could you meet my wife? Yes, Daniel. Right? Because that's how I think that they would talk. I don't know why. But they like look at each other. You're like, oh, yeah, you're out at a family function. These are our wives. And you're like, you know, like, I don't know, like Kathy and Matthew, right? Like something that's like totally similar. Like,
how much do those women love their life? They're like, they can actually like be like, Henry, get ready for the dinner party. And he's like, oh, I can't go. Call Daniel. Maybe he wants to go. And then he just comes in and just like in and out. You know what I mean? I think there's something to this. You know what? I might take it back after. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you listen to CJSW 90.9 here at the University of Calgary. It's Mitch, it's Dimitri, it's CRABO Award winners that you're listening to. And one of the things that probably took us over the top was this segment we call Pass or Fail when we're on CJSW. But when you download us and you start listening to us more often, we call it Maga or Malaka. You'll understand more. But I started at the very beginning of this podcast talking about, you know, the how tough some of these guys are, especially in the NHL when it comes to playoffs and playing through injury. So I did a quick list. Toughest sports. Now, the definition of tough, okay, that I want you to have in your brain, Dimitri, when we go through this list, is able to handle and endure hardship or pain, okay? So when I list a sport, that's what I want you to put in the back of your mind, okay?
Okay.
So right off the bat, pass or fail, soccer as a tough sport. Able to handle or endure hardship or pain?
I'm going to go pass. Listen, I'm on the side that chooses to believe that when they hold their ankles, it's for real.
Oh, I got this crazy strain. I'm going to fail on it, but I'll back you up because we are award-winning partners and I got to back you up. Fine. Wrestling or all combat sports? Tough. Are they tough sports?
Oh, yeah, pass, man. Yeah, you said wrestling. Hey, did that come in through, right?
Wrestling, UFC, Taekwondo, you name it.
Let me tell you something.
Listen,
we forget these people, they are a different breed of human.
Yes, agreed. Any sport that requires you're allowed to kick somebody in the face, I'll say you're tough. I'll give it to you.
By the way, you're listening to the CJSW, the sports show, the award-winning sports show. We got the half-hour power hour, but remember, follow us on the channels right now at Sports Show Podcast, blue and white logo. Get on the YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, CJSW.com, where you can listen to the recording, because we're going to roll through here for a few more minutes. So if you want to get the weekly content plus today's extra content, just stay on the line. Follow us on the channels, and thank you again, everyone. Okay, next sport, Mitch.
Volleyball. Is volleyball a tough sport?
Fail. No. I'm sorry.
You know what? Listen, floor burn is no joke, okay? Have you ever gotten a burn where you go digging for those volleyballs, those spikes?
Okay.
I mean, you can get a crazy little floor burn.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there.
The only tough thing about volleyball is convincing your wife you're there for the sport, not for, has nothing to do with the double Olympic women's beach volley. Okay. That's the
What did I say? Able to handle and endure hardship or pain. I told you. I agree. You're right. It is hard. I agree. Couple more. Steer wrestling. Is that a tough sport? Steer wrestling.
Jeez, I watched a couple of my buddies pick up girls that way. It is a tough sport. see some of the water buffaloes that came home.
What about this one? This one, the minute I say it out loud, you're probably going to be like, of course not. But then I want you to think about it. Surfing. Is surfing a tough sport?
Okay, can I explain? Yes, it is. First of all,
yes,
one, try to get up. Number two, if you're surfing alongside coral reef and shark infested waters with there's no safety pin, there's no red alert button.
Ocean. And it's mass waves. Like any sport that you could die there, I think is a tough sport.
Yeah, that's kind of like, it'd be like tornado dancing. You know what I mean? Like you're walking into the element.
Tornado dancing? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Sport. It's what we do. We're excellent. What happened?
Okay, a couple more. What about auto racing? F1, NASCAR, drag racing? Is that a tough sport?
I actually think it's tougher than most people give it credit for. I mean, never mind.
I think so too.
Than the danger, but some of these people in NASCAR F1 where they talk about they're losing liters of water, the centrifugal forces, like that kind of, man, you got to have your stuff about you. And here's the thing. I hate running for long. I don't understand how someone could run for 2 hours. I'm like, what are you thinking about?
Are you in my notes? That's literally, hold on, before we get to that one, it's the very last one. What about going back to the driving? A few things there, right? Like they do a lot of neck exercises, right? You know what I mean? So when you have to do crazy workouts to drive a car, think about this. We all drive. Everyone drives that's listening. Right now, you're probably in your car listening to us, okay? And you didn't work out before you drove. These guys are working out to drive the cars that they drive.
Man, that's what I'm saying. It's ludicrous.
They're doing those neck exercises like this.
Well, what do you think about? What? And I bet people go-karting, and after 10 minutes of go-karting, I need a break, man. Oh, my hands hurt. These guys exactly. 500 laps.
Okay, last one, and it's a good one. I agree with you. Marathon runners. Is that a tough sport?
It's tough to just fail because it's tough to convince me. It's tough to convince me that you legitimately like that. I can't sit there and say.
But this doesn't do anything about the question is it a tough sport? Is that about if you like it or not?
No. It's not a tough sport. It's glorified.
No, you're wrong. It is a very tough sport.
It's a very runner.
You have to be mentally prepared. You have to be packed up and ready to go at any time. And on top of it, you got to have good mental capacity. Okay?
Listen, I agree. I don't know what you guys think about after minute 15. No headphones, no nothing. And it was just, I wonder.
As a guy that, and we'll talk about it more maybe next week or the week after, but I'm telling you, it's harder than it looks. All right. It's hard. It's harder than it looks.
What is hard? Can I tell you what is tough? And you forgot it all. I'll tell you what's tough. Podcasting. Broadcasting. Okay. Right. I'll tell you what's tough. You want to run for 3-4 hours or break the record in 2, run 42.5 kilometers? Fine. How about doing a podcast for 8 years and being the best at what you do? That's right. Let's save this one for the end. Ladies and babies, honey sugar babies, you're looking at the face of champions. You're in the presence of winners. You're in the taste of greatness. When you're in Mitch and Dimitri's line of sight, you speak the name. Hey, how you doing, champ? and we'll tell you we're doing all right. We're doing CRABO all right. Excellence in sports. Thanks to every single one of you on the roster. The Agent Ange, the South Carolina George, the Squeak Larry, the Big Data, the South Carolina George. I already said every single one of you that have been along for every single part of the ride, that have come in to either promote the show. Old cousin Jim, who brings charcuterie boards. We want to thank the Amy, the good Amy, of course. We want to thank the Caleb, who does the music and did the music for a while. We want to thank Jeff from Alchemy Studios. We want to thank every single person, because this is why we're here. But at the end of the day, I want to thank you, Mitch, for doing this with me and doing this together. This is an amazing, amazing shared trophy to have with you, partner. And finally, you said it at the beginning, we got to thank our wives. See, we're not losers. We're not losers.
No.
We just talk about sports and stuff.
That's right.
But so CR, listen, there's no number to this one. It's episode CRABO. It's one for the books. It's one for the ledger. It's one for the plaque. But we do got to hit the showers.
Beautifully said, partner. Have a great week. Enjoy yourself down there. We'll see you on the backside. Have a great week, everybody.
See you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the CJSW Power Half Hour Show Part 2. What? Yeah, we've never done this before. So this is what's happening. Dimitri had to go on a family vacation. Totally understandable. But as you know, in Part 1, we won the CRABO. So Dimitri was like, I got to be on the show. So we go on and we get the media stuff all done and we do the show. Boom, that's gone. But at the same time, you know, let's call it what it is. I haven't even heard Part 1 yet, but I know Dimitri's going to go on and on and on about how we won the award, which we're very proud of and we're very gracious for, and we're very honored to have won it. Yeah. And it was because of you guys. But I said, let's have a little more fun. I want to hang out with my boy, Jamie Aulette. He's our boy now.
Hey.
He's doing such a great job with the media stuff. I said, hey, let's just do a little Part 2.
Yeah, Part 2.
A little Part 2.
Part 2.
Last week, Jamie, and you know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a little bit of what we grabbed in Part 1, drag it over to Part 2, and then we're just gonna do our own thing, man.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have our own little fun.
Yeah,
right?
I like this idea. Just us talking back and forth. We're here in the studio. It's during the daytime. It's nice.
Exactly. Look, now that we're one-time champion, I want to go two-time champion.
Yeah.
So let's get into it real quick. Listen, we probably didn't talk about it a lot on Part 1, so let's talk about it now. I want to talk a little NBA.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the guy that everyone considers, a lot of people do consider to be the GOAT, and that is LeBron James.
Yeah.
Down, lost, out of the playoffs now. The Oklahoma Thunder, the defending champions.
Yeah.
Kind of like us being defending champions now as CRABO. But in the NBA championship, the Oklahoma Thunder knocked out LeBron James and his LA Lakers in 4 straight games. LeBron left the court pretty quickly. Yeah. Pretty upset.
Yeah.
Listen, respect is respect. The guy had a great series. The guy did good.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they didn't win.
Yeah.
In fact, they didn't even get one win, to be quite honest.
No.
Thoughts on the LeBron? Will LeBron come one more year, make it his retirement tour, or should he just, maybe just go off to the sunset?
Well, so I didn't watch the other 3 games, but I did watch the last one, and it was close, man. It was so close. It's like all basketball, though. The last 5 minutes are definitely the most important. Mm-hmm. But then he gave a post interview, and of course, everyone's asking, like, "Are you going to keep doing this? Are you going to keep doing this?" And he said, "As long as I still respect the process, and I still get there like 4 or 5 hours before every game and before every practice, that dude doesn't have to do that."
Right.
Like, it's LeBron bloody James. The guy could show up 10 minutes before the match. I mean, he wouldn't because he's a professional, and that's how you get to be the GOAT, but he doesn't have to still show up for hours. So I don't know. I think it's going to be up to him. I think as long as he still has the gas in the tank.
Right.
And I don't know like how much fun he was having with his kid, but like that sounds like a blast, right?
Well, for sure. Look, he got his son the gig. Let's all call it what it is. And it's kind of a dead issue now. I mean, it happened, and Bronny's slowly becoming an NBA player on his own, right? So that's good. So dad got you the job. The dad's the all-time leading scorer of all time. The dad has been to the NBA finals 10 times. He's won it 4. Yeah. So that's at 40%. I've had this conversation before with everyone else. He is a legend, though. This guy's long tenured, great shape for his age, for being 20 plus years in the NBA.
Yep.
Do I think he has another one in him? Yeah, he does. But this is all because of pride now.
Yeah.
If he comes back, it's because he wants his flowers. He wants to go to every stadium, get that standing ovation. Thank you very much. You were great. You represented the NBA, blah, blah, blah. This is another guy, I'll give him a pat on the back. No controversy with this guy. A little bit of the media. He might have something to say here and there about some things, whatever. But for the amount of trouble you see that NBA players and NFL players cause themselves sometimes, and NHL guys been pretty clean. You know what I mean? Not like the other guy that we consider a GOAT that retired, but did he retire? Was he suspended? And he said he was retired, but he didn't. Yeah. So I'll give LeBron some flowers there. He deserves a little respect. If he wants to come back one more, do it. He hasn't lost his luster. Still one of the top players in the league. Come back. But I truly do believe it would be simply on his pride. It would be like, no, I kind of want the flowers. I kind of want the retirement gifts.
Yeah. Does he think he still has something in the tank to add to the team? And does he want the flowers? Does he want a John Cena retirement tour? Or does he do an AG? Or was this year his like AJ Styles tour where he had a goodbye tour, but like didn't tell anybody about it?
Right. No, that is definitely
okay.
If that happens, I will personally write him a letter and apologize, but there's no way that is what's happening. There is no way that is happening. I'm telling you that right now. Like I say, I mean, I get it. Like the guy wants, and here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm actually wondering, with LeBron out of the league, is that good or bad for the NBA? As much as I give him a hard time, no LeBron in the NBA is hard to believe. And it's scary because, okay, look, man, you got some great players. Wembanyama right now out of San Antonio, he's coming up and becoming a superstar. Yep. There's a lot of great NBA players, but I don't think they have that LeBron. And it's going to be a few years before we find out who the next LeBron guy is. Yeah. So be careful what we ask for. Yeah. Because it could and may cause a stir in the NBA.
Yeah. It may leave more screen time though for everybody else, right? Right. The whole story this last year has been LeBron. So maybe it'll leave more screen time. But yeah, I don't know. Those are some huge shoes to fill, like physically and metaphorically.
Yeah, no, absolutely true. Yeah. The big thing with the NBA, they got to just figure out what they're doing with their product. Their product right now is, I would say, in the four major sports, dare I say, I mean, it's competing with baseball as last. NHL, right now, I would put as number one with regards to excitement and how far it's jumping up that pendulum. Yeah. And then, or in that ladder, whatever analogy you want to use. NFL is, of course, the juggernaut. They're 1 and 2, but I'm saying like growth right now. Yeah. Of course, NBA players get paid a ton of money. But the product they're putting on the court is not at all what, a good, and dare I say diehard NBAers are wanting. Like I'm noticing more people are enjoying the NCAA March Madness tournament way more than the NBA.
Yeah, I hear a lot more talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, and there's other sports coming around the corner. Tennis. I know you guys make fun of us for talking about it, but it's there. Golf. It's right there.
Yeah. Well, that new indoor stadium league that's going on right now, that one's catching on. I've been watching. I'm going to have to start watching some of that because, I fell in love with that stadium. That was a cool stadium.
Well, a wrestling match might break out anywhere. For those that don't know, that league that Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy started up where it's kind of like indoor golf and they do the simulations and everything. Yeah. AEW, one of the wrestling syndications, basically knows a guy that knows a guy. They put a ring in the middle of that and they had some wrestling. Oh, right there. Yeah. Right in the sand dunes.
Right in the middle of the sand trap.
Yeah, exactly. Great things going on there. One thing I wanted to bring up, and I for sure didn't bring it up in part one. There was something that came across my feed, and I found this interesting because unfortunately I kind of believe it and I kind of think it's happening.
Okay.
So with the Calgary Flames building a new stadium right now. Yeah. Obviously, we want a great player. We want a great team in the next few years to be able to house this mega stadium that we're building in the middle of our city, right? Yeah. But the thing is, this feed that I read was talking about how Calgary fans, there's more Edmonton Oilers fans than Calgary fans all across Alberta, where it's getting to the point where you got Oilers fan who's gone on a run and they've got the superstars of superstars up there. Yeah. And here in Calgary, we've been kind of, we had our Johnny Gaudreaus, God bless. We had our Kachucks. Mm-hmm. He's gone. We've had all these guys come and go, and the success hasn't been there at all. And some so a lot of fans are going, why do I cheer for these guys? I want to be an Oiler fan. I could never see it. I could never do it.
Yeah.
But I do believe, especially this younger generation, they want to attach their wagon to a winner, not a loser.
Yep.
And I think that's what's I actually believe this story. Is it something that do I think the Flames are going to leave? No. But the fan base, I don't know, man. I think it's going to be, when Calgary plays Edmonton here in Calgary, you might as well start signing up the Oiler fans, and maybe we get that 50-50 draw out here. Because I think there's going to be a little something to be said where we're not those fans that we think we are.
Well, we use another one. Look at the Stampeders games. You go to a Stampeders versus the Riders games, it's easily 50-50.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Good
I think
point.
we're going to see a lot of Edmonton fans up here. And I think that could maybe just be like a bit of a dynasty thing. Like, like if your dad grew up watching the 80s and 90s Edmonton Oilers, and then, you grew up watching it with them as their winners, and they just keep going and going and going. And now, though they haven't won recently, they still have like these top guys. You had the McDavid, you had the Draisaitl, and like these big names. They're selling jerseys. They're getting people excited. Calgary, don't get me wrong, they're doing good. Well, they were doing good, but were they like the 4th worst in the league or something like this year?
Yeah, but now we're the 6th worst, so now we get this. It's all
the lottery.
And that's another thing. A lot of people since last week's show have reached out to us, but you'll see it in the medias as well.
Yeah,
everyone thinks it's a conspiracy.
Yeah,
Toronto. It's funny. You see some of the things out there. Toronto's missed the playoffs in the last 5 years twice.
Okay.
And both times they missed, they got the number 1 draft pick.
Oh.
In the weird way, right?
Okay.
Like, you start seeing things like this, you're like,
maybe Dimitri's tinfoil hat on isn't too tight.
It's not as tight as you think. Tight. It's his hair.
I got lots of comments about like Dimitri, like the whole 2 taking 1 and 2, like he was nuts. But maybe you're onto something, because I didn't realize that the 2 times they didn't make it, they got the
2
first
times.
round.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that either. And then, of course, the internet gets a hold of this information and it'll,
it'll spit it out.
Chat GPT it or Google it, and there you go. There's your information. Yeah. It's interesting. We'll see. And a lot of people are talking about the McDavid thing now. That is coming around the horn. Dimitri's point about the Austin Matthews, that's also caught a lot of fire, not just from us saying it. It is getting out there because it actually makes sense. It actually has some weight to it, where Toronto right now goes, okay, we got a 1 and we got a wicked player here. Hey, San Jose, you guys are like right there. Why don't you guys take our wicked player and give us the 2nd pick as well?
Right.
And you're not in the same division.
Yep.
The only way you would ever really get to meet each other for supremacy is in the Stanley Cup final, and we'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah.
But it makes all the sense in the world. It really does. And the big thing that a lot of people are talking about with the McDavid thing and the Austin Matthews thing, as their contracts, each day you're getting closer to that deal day. Yeah. These guys are the kind of guys, they don't want to be public enemy number 1.
No.
They do want to help that team or those teams. They just don't want the media backlash. They'll say, listen, we'll allow ourselves to get traded.
Yeah.
But here's a list of teams, or here's what we want to do.
Yeah.
So there's meat to that bone for sure.
All right. So we know where we think they're going to go. Where's the worst place to send them?
Well, the worst place to send them is the Calgary Flames. Because a guy like Austin Matthews, I think he would be so upset. On one end, he's like, I told you I want out of Canada. How the hell did you get me to Calgary? Okay. Because, buddy, here's a guy that when he started, now, I don't know if you know this about Austin Matthews. He's from Arizona originally.
Oh.
Right? So here's a guy like desert state.
Yeah, Edmonton must just be
learned how to play hockey and this, the other. So he's probably a West Coast dude. He wants an LA, a Vegas.
Yeah.
Dare I say even down in the Floridas, right? Why in God's name would he want to stay up here in the North? I say that over and over again. The McDavid thing, I know Dimitri's last part of that rant last week was like that McDavid would go to Toronto. That'll never happen.
No.
Because look at the pressure he's dealing with right now in Edmonton. There is no way he would go and put himself in that same situation in a bigger fishbowl, if you want to call it that, and stress himself even more.
Yeah, it's Toronto's such a pressure cooker up there.
Yeah, man. No, he's not going there. McDavid, I see himself going, you know what? I just see him somewhere down in the Keys, somewhere in the Floridas. That's where I've always put him in my head. But even Middle America, dare I say it, Detroit. I don't know why that keeps popping into my head. Or the Rangers, as a lot of people have alluded to. I could see that as well. Closer to Bettman. What's him next to him?
Yeah.
What's him next, right?
Depends who's got the most money.
It does. That plays a role, but McDavid's got that other money too, the sponsorships, this, that, the other. So money is a big role, but I think if he's learned anything, and we all have through the Tom Brady's and everyone else, money will get you here. Sidney Crosby money will get you there, but you need a full team to win.
Yeah.
And with that being said, sorry to jump into it. As we were talking about the NHL, and in part one, we talked about the Colorado right now is showing you don't become a juggernaut by having one major player. You have a Carolina, not one. Name me 2 Carolina players. Name me. I'm waiting.
I don't.
Name me 2 without Googling it.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Exactly. And you know what? They're on a crash course to hit each other.
Yeah.
Right. And this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. The superstar is not, it's needed, but it's not overly needed. Though maybe it was years ago.
Not in hockey, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Out in basketball, you can have one guy score a third of your team's points on the regular, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing I wanted to bring up about Calgary, so the PWHL, that's the Professional Women's Hockey League, they still don't have a team here, and they're doing some expansion, and Calgary's like on the cusp, but not really. That's why this Calgary-Edmonton fan base thing kind of catches my eye a little bit. You got Calgary fan. Maybe, look, we'll fill the stadium here. That's going to be corporate money too. Don't get your, with the oil jumping the way it's been lately, they've already sold out. Okay. They've sold out. And the video tributes we love doing, we will not miss those for anybody. So I'm not worried about them filling the stadium, but I do worry that, when Calgary plays in Edmonton, it'll be all Edmonton.
Yeah.
But it's funny because why doesn't Calgary have a women's hockey team yet? And I find that really weird. They still don't have it.
Yeah, I don't know why because the women's league is on their second expansion now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder why Calgary didn't get involved in that.
Are we fake hockey fans here in Calgary?
Maybe we're fake hockey fans. Maybe the Flames Association has priced out some of the hockey fans.
Maybe.
There's I'm failing on the name of the bar, but it's on 16th Ave.
Right.
And it's a bar that predominantly shows women's sports.
Right.
And they there's lineups to get in on a Friday, Saturday night when there's a big women's game going on.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's a good point.
There are some fans for there.
Yeah. Listen, I love Calgary. Born and raised here. Calgary is a great city.
Yeah.
I just find it, we get in our own way sometimes, I find. Or we're just never satisfied, and we are the fastest to jump off a bandwagon or get on one. I don't know. I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out. I've never seen so many Montreal fans come out of the woodwork as I have now. Where were you guys in 86 and 89? I don't remember you cheering for them. Oh, wait, because the Flames were in both of those. Fine. But all of a sudden now everybody in Calgary is a Flames fan. Come on.
Yeah. The Montreal. Yeah, man.
And this is a province where we have a little province problem with, the Quebec sometimes.
Yeah.
And so, but now we're all buddies. Hey, you know what? I'm okay with it. I understand it. I'm just curious. What kind of fan are we here? Really, at the end of the day.
International bandwagon.
Well, you know what? I think we are.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
And it's funny, as we head into this May long weekend right now, I don't know. Did you see the weather that might happen this weekend?
Yeah, man. It's Calgary. Don't plant anything before May long.
Isn't that the truth? And what about 100-kilometer winds apparently?
Yeah.
Right? Maybe snow, some rain.
Yeah.
But as we sit here right now, me and you, CJSW, we look out the window. It's the University of Calgary. There's a guy sitting on a bench over there. There's people. The one thing I love about being downtown, I'm going to tell you this, Jamie, as I'm heading there right after here. The dress attire changes quickly, right? Here in Calgary, the minute it hits 15 to 17 and then beyond, everyone's getting down to their summer corp, right? Yeah. So I did a quick little Maga Malaka.
Okay.
It's springtime attire.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I like this one.
You tell me, do we like this? Do we not like this?
Okay.
All right, Maga Malaka.
Yeah.
Crop tops, Maga or Malaka.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is for both sexes.
Yeah.
So you see a guy in a crop top and you see a girl in a crop top. For this to be a Maga, has to work for both.
Yeah, see, that changes things.
I'm just joking. Crop tops. Let's just go with it.
No, Maga. You know what? Fine. If you want to rock the crop top, if you think you got the right assets to do it, rock the crop top. I like that.
Rock the crop top. Okay.
Yeah.
What about the toe shoes? Have you seen these shoes where your individual toes go in them? Maga or Malaka?
Malaka.
100% Malaka.
Yeah.
We said it last week. If you want to get grounded, take your socks off, take your shoes off, stand on the grass is good. To wear a shoe that looks like your foot is just it's funny to me. I think it's hilarious.
I tried toe socks before, like socks with each individual toes. Maybe it's just a sensory thing for me, but do not like.
Yeah, no, it's a Malaka for sure.
Yeah, no.
Wearing boots in the gym. Now I saw this the other day. I was at the gym.
Okay.
Saw some guys wearing their work boots in the gym. Now, the whole premise behind it is because it's better stability. Like if you're doing deadlifts and this, that, the other, I get it, but I don't know. I'm Malaka on it personally.
Yeah, I would be Malaka too, because like just like from like a cleanliness point of view, like, you know, the gyms usually try very hard to keep things clean, and like you got your big work boots, maybe you're bringing in gravel, maybe you're bringing in all of this, and you know, sometimes you end up on the floor in the gym, right? Whether it's different workouts or stuff like that, you don't want like gravel and that kind of stuff. Also, like you gotta take the boots off, then you put the boots back on when you put your shorts back on. Like that's a lot of work. You're already going to work. Why not just slip on the sneaks?
I agree. I agree 100%. What are your thoughts on the sun hats? So a lot of women I've noticed putting on those sun hats all of a sudden. Big ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You like those? Maga or Malaka?
No, Maga.
Yeah, Malaka.
They're functional, like the big old sombreros.
Right.
But I don't like the look of them.
What are your thoughts on anybody that walks with an umbrella when it's really hot out?
Oh, you know what? I know some people who need to.
Right.
And like as a ginger, I'm like could be one of them.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I think those are good.
They're okay with that.
Yeah, they're okay with that one. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, what about so people are wearing their a lot of athletic shoes. Thoughts on the open toe sandal, or as I call them, what are they? The Birkenstocks? The Birkenstocks.
Oh,
those are coming out in full force right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maga or Malaka.
Yeah. Keep those things away.
Yeah. It's like you know me already.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest. I hate those things. Absolutely think they're the worst shoe of all time. And the worst part is you go to any high school this day and age, they're all wearing those with socks on underneath.
Why?
Well, it's the cool thing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah, apparently, see, this is the thing with me and you and our generation. We're not cool anymore. We think we are, but we're not.
Oh, man,
but truthfully,
cool.
I don't want to be cool if that's cool.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Well, okay, what about Crocs?
See, look, my son wears Crocs. Fine. If you're at the beach or something like that, I get it. To wear it on no, not every day. No, absolutely not.
No, someone walks into a job interview at the bank and they're wearing Crocs.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. I'm going to go a little off topic. Again, at the gym the other day, the guy that wears the gloves when they work out, you know, the fingerless gloves, like the cutoff gloves. What do you think of those?
If they're wearing them for like a purpose, then yes. Are they just wearing like the Temu, like really cheap ones that are going to rip right away just for like the cool badass look? No.
The answer is no either which way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a Malaka all the way through. I mean, get some callus on those hands, man. Get some callus on those hands.
I guess that is part of working out,
That's
right?
it, man.
Yeah, grip strength.
Grip strength. Just get some callus on your hands.
Get some calluses. Okay.
That's it, man.
I didn't think about that.
You know, I'm telling you. I need more callus myself.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to change back to Malaka.
Okay. Last one. And I think I already know the answer to this. The tights. Maga or Malaka? I mean, it's a year-round thing, but I'm noticing now it's like in full force.
Maga.
Yeah, it's a Maga.
Both. 100% Maga.
Love it. Yeah. There it is. That's part 2. If this works, Jamie, we go forward and we do this each and every single time.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, we try to do these splicings.
We kick Dimitri off and we just keep going. Part 2 on the CJSW shows.
Heck yes. Right. Make sure to check us out. Find us on Spotify. Find us on YouTube. Find us on Instagram. Find us on Facebook. Find us at CJSW. Find us anywhere that you find podcasts online.
Boom.